sphenoid. Now the ethmoid is going to be right here, and the crista galli would be right here. And what happens here is that the outermost part of the brain attaches to this crystal galli in order to protect the brain and the spinal cavity. Here would kind of be the cribriform plate, and olfactory filament nerves pass to sensory receptors for smell, and that's what functions there. And now I will demonstrate the sutures. So the frontal bone and the parietal bone, the suture that is right here, this is the coronal suture. The suture in between the parietal bone is called the sagittal suture. The squamose part and the parietal bone, the suture that is the squamose suture. And the occipital bone and the parietal bone, the suture that forms here is called the lambdoid suture. Down here is the maxilla and the alveolar process. Here is the nasal bone. The zygomatic process of the temporal bone and the temporal process of the zygomatic bone form the zygomatic arch, which is right here. This is the ethmoid. This is the vomer. And the perpendicular plate of the ethmoid bone and the maxilla bone make up the nasal septum. The inferior nasal concha would be right here. And what this does is it swirls and filters air that passes through the nasal cavity, and it also traps particles of mucus so that the air doesn't get to the lungs. Here we have the mandible. Here's the body. Here's the ramus. Here's the angle. Here is the mandibular condyle is right here. Here's the mandibular notch. Here's the coronoid process.